Hello everyone, I am Himanshi Parmar and today I am going to deal with the topic of film studies. Before that, it is very important to know that what is film studies. So, according to Wikipedia, film studies is an academic discipline that deals with various theoretical, historical and critical approaches to cinema as an art form and a medium. Now I'm going to discuss some of the frames and some of the topics of film studies with the reference of one Bollywood movie PK, which we all are very familiar with. So now I'm going to show you some frames from that movies and some of the short videos from that movies, and then I'm going to explain that with the reference of film studies. While doing the film studies, it is very important to understand major terms of the film studies. So there are many major terms we find in the film studies that are like framing, field of vision, visual plan, shot, deep focus, projection, zoom, continuity, cut, montage, sound, lighting, expressions, and many others. So in the reference of all this term, I'm going to study the film picture. So first I'm going to discuss about framing. Framing can help to limit and to expand the things that what can be seen and what can be not seen. Framing should be of two types: loose framing and tight framing. When the camera covers the face of any one person or very close to the object and to the person, then it is called tight framing. And when the camera cover the object and the person from distance and there are so many objects are there in the one frame, then it is called loose framing. So here in the movie you can see that there is three example of tight framing in which the camera covers the very close face of the these three different person. The first is of PK, the another one is Rajasthani person, and the third one is prostitute girl. But the other two framing is of distance framing. So in that you see that the camera is taken the shot from the distance, so it is called framing. Sound is generally divided into two parts: diegetic sound and non-diegetic sound. Diegetic sound is something which is emerged from the action on screen, and which is not emerged from the action on screen, that is called non-diegetic sound. For example, there is someone who is playing any musical instrument on screen and we heard that tune, it is called diegetic sound. But when there is no one present to play any musical instrument, or there is nothing to create music and still we heard that music, then it is non-diegetic sound. Now I'm going to discuss about zoom. So zooming is of two types: zoom in and zoom out. When the camera moves from distance towards the object, then it is zoom in, and when from the object to distance, there is zoom out. In this scene you find that camera are moving towards that two persons from distance to them, so it is zoom in. While in another frame you find that the camera is moving from close to distance, so it is zoom out. So next I'm going to discuss about continuity. Continuity is something that sequence of scene which is coming one after another, and it is creating one particular idea or meaning to the film. So in this movie you find that this scene in which Amir Khan are going to church, into that masjid and into the temple and all these religious places, which is creating the idea that he is very religious person or he has deep faith in the God. So when the sequence of scene will create any kind of idea or particular meaning, it is called continuity. So now I'm going to discuss about cut and shooting. So first I'm going to discuss shooting, that when any of the film shoot it in one take or in one sequence, there are so many shots which is taken separately, and then editor combined that all the shots, and it is came in existence as a film. So it is about shooting. And then what is cut is of two types: cross cutting and intercutting. When you want to add any kind of separate scene or any kind of separate shot in between the movie which is not related with the flow of the movie, it is called intercutting. For example, if you want to add past remembrance in between the movie, then it is become intercutting. If in the movie PK you find that when Jaggu is remembering her past, there is a black and white sequence, and there is not it is not match with the sequence of film, like she is in love with Surprise and then she told to his father, but in between this flow, the past of Jaggu came into the existence by remembering as a black and white sequence. So it is intercutting. And what is cross cutting? That the movie is moving in the flow, and the scene one by one is coming, then it is cross cutting. So this is all about the film studies. It is not enough to look the film in just this way, but there are so many other ways to look the film. For example, the intention behind this film, or the sequence of films, and another thing, like for example, that for what purpose the film are made up. So all these things we have to look into while doing the film studies. If you like my video, then share and like the video. Thank you.